What's going on, YouTube? Another day, another project. Hopefully we can knock this one out today. Today, and I know you guys have been waiting on this for a while, we're actually going to put the Cadillac back together. You've seen the videos where it was a flood. You saw the video where we got the engine unseized. You saw the video where the starter broke in half. You saw the video where we pulled the starter pieces out of the transmission. Well, now it's time, finally, and I'm nervous because this is like make it or break it, do or die. We're going to put the starter in, and it's either going to work, or we're going to put the starter in and it's going to need a motor. So today's a big day. So I hope you enjoy the video. First off, we'll start with the starter, which I shoved under the car here. Apparently I was misinformed. When we got the starter, I thought this was a $50 AC Delco. In fact, I'm certain that's what I read. I'm certain that's what I saw. But as you can see, this is not an OEM starter. Whatever though, it was 50 bucks. It looks to be in good shape. So we got one terminal right here for the positive battery cable, and then we've got your solenoid that actually clips in there. There's a solenoid wire that clips in there, and that's it. Then you got two bolts. It looked a lot more difficult, but I guess we'll find out if it's really that difficult or not. The mechanic pulled the last one. I pulled the broken pieces out. Now let's see if I can put the starter in without having to call the mechanic back out to do it for me. All right, here we go. I mean, through where though? Like this? I guess the first miracle is getting the damn thing back there to begin with. There is just no room. She's almost on. Almost. But I think the knock sensor is in the way. How he got it out without moving that, I don't know.
Well, that one being broken probably helped.
Yeah. We are so close to nailing this sucker right where it needs to be. But it does seem like the knock sensor or something is in the way. Oh, I've almost got it. I've almost got it. Yeah, actually.
Need a bolt?
No, what I need is to tap this starter or put a little bit of leverage on it.
Pry bar?
Yeah. I don't want to
watch your eyes, because I had a chunk of metal fall in mine.
No.
You ain't having it?
There she goes. Yeah, there she goes.
I got your bolts right here.
Okay, so I can see. Perfect. Perfect. Hand me a bolt. Yeah. I'm a real mechanic. And I thought that I couldn't do this. Jeez.
Knowing is half the battle.
It didn't look like there was any room.
I looked in there and I couldn't figure it out
And
myself.
John looked in here too and he was like, nah, not happening, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you probably can't see this worth a damn, but right there, that shiny piece in the middle of your screen, that is the new starter. And she is installed, tightened down. And look, I got a little bit of dirt on my hands. So now we can plug in the battery. Make sure nothing catches on fire. I wonder if the key is in it.
No, the key's on the shelf.
All right, let's move these hot-ass lights out the way. We'll open up the garage door, get a little ventilation going on in here. All right, so that literally took 20, maybe 30 minutes to put in. Definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Now that we got it in, it's a little bit of a pain figuring it out, but you know what it's time for? This is what I've been waiting for this whole time, man. Seems like it's been forever. Let's find out if let's find out if she runs. I mean, I don't think it's going to run, but it'd be nice to hear it at least try to start again. Well, she cranks good. That's a strong, healthy crank. You hear a little rattling under there? It is close. It's gonna run. It's gonna run, but something doesn't sound good. Ah. It's probably flooded, yeah.
Flooded, I smell Sharpies.
She ran. She ran. Come on, girl. All right. I don't want to burn up the new starter. We're cranking it way too much. I'm not going to crank it without you. We're going to let it cool off for a few minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll try this again. So it looks like we definitely drained the battery a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to assist the battery and put it on an engine start for 90 seconds. And we've given it a few minutes. The battery terminals are cool. They're not even warm. Of course, it's cold outside too. Let's try this again. She wants to run. I mean, she started technically for like 2 seconds earlier. She tried. You're teasing me, man. There she goes. Come on, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed her first run. It's full of fuel, dude. What do you expect? Well, there's definitely water in the engine, man. It's going to take a while to burn it out. All right, you guys saw it here first. She runs, and she runs good. All right, she's running. Obviously, we got a lot of moisture in here, and I told you guys before I was suspicious as to whether this had a blown head gasket or if this was truly a flood. And I'm still not sure. I could tell you this, we just got it back running again, and it looks like we got some more water in the oil, which is, you know, something that I would expect. So we need to change the oil again. The heat is working. It's running a little on the rough side. We're going to run a quick diagnostic on this real quick. I have a link to this scanner in the description. This thing's 99 bucks, and I use it literally on everything. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here she is, the 04 SRX. She's sitting here running. We are not going to take her for a drive. We did get her cleaned up a little bit. We need to change the oil again just to make sure we got all that nasty stuff out of it. She's running pretty good. I ran a diagnostic. It started with a bunch of, the check engine light was on for all sorts of stuff, man. But as it's sat here running, it's gotten better. The check engine light looks like it's actually back on again. So, you know, that's something we're gonna have to keep an eye on. The airbag light, I figured out what that is. The airbag light is on due to the pre-tensioner on the passenger side door. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it says basically there's an open or a short. I can't remember. I think it says there's an open. So something is not functioning properly with the electronics on the passenger side pre-tensioner. We got the tires aired up to the proper pressure of 33 PSI. That got the light to go out for the tire pressure monitoring system. She's running real good. Get you a little closer so you can hear it running for yourself. It's not overheating. Cooling fans are kicking on. Air conditioning is ice cold, front and rear. The heat front and rear works. Everything on this seems to be, it's almost there. I won't say everything is functioning properly, but it's almost there. We need to take it out on a test drive, but we're going to change this oil before we go doing that. Look, I'm just flat out impressed that the damn thing, it runs, you know? She is running good. I don't know what these wires are. I'm still a little confused as to what all that is. But listen to this. I can't complain, man. Can't complain. We took a Cadillac that had an engine that was completely seized and full of water, and we got her running. And here she is. I'm happy with it. But I guess if you want to see if this thing runs and drives, you're going to have to stay tuned for the next video on the Cadillac. Cliffhanger. We'll take it out once we get the oil change and everything, and make sure that everything is as safe as we can make it under the hood. Check the tires and everything today. The tires look like they're okay. So it's getting a little late, and it's also too cold. It's already approaching 32 degrees right now, so it's getting too late, too cold today to do anything else to it. We got it running. That's the important thing. I noticed we just changed the oil. We put some fresh oil in it, 6 more quarts of oil, and I'm going through checking out lights. I'm real big about all the lights functioning properly, and I notice when you turn the turn signals on, they are flashing really quickly. So I'm like, oh, okay, no big deal. Well, we checked the front, and none of the front turn signals work. And I'm like, okay, how big of a deal could this be? Well, this is how big of a deal it could be. The front turn signals and fog lamps are actually housed in this giant housing here. Same thing with this giant housing over here on this side. So what you got is you got to take basically I'm about to fall over. You got to take the front bumper off of the car, and then you got 6 T15 Torx screws that hold this black housing on. The back pops off. You change your bulb. I had no idea. I had no idea you had to take the whole damn bumper off just to get to this. And then you got these little driving lights down here. Little bitty driving lights down here. Yeah, you got to take the headlights off for that. And let me tell you, that's no small task on this thing. Just to change a bulb that sits right here. Right there in the center of your screen. That's the little bulb for, like, I don't know what those are exactly. Some kind of little daytime running lights or something. And I was like, all right, good. I'm in the process of getting this all taken care of. Tim, you got light back there? So back here, we've got license plate lights that are completely burned out. And in order to get the license plate lights, you've got to take this whole back panel right here out. But to get to that, you got to take off the whole back panel to the rear door, the hatch. This entire piece, you probably can't see all of it, but it's an entire piece. It covers the whole side. You got to take the whole damn thing off. They made changing light bulbs on this thing so incredibly difficult. I'm kind of flabbergasted by it. You see what we're talking about right here. This is the case. Has 6 screws, 6 of the T15s that goes over this. Once you get those off, you then have access to your fog light and your parking / turn signal light now. So now I guess we get to the fun part of we got the bulb in. We got to put this thing back together now. Fun. So that's going to about wrap it up for this video. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Thanks for hanging out with me. I was going to say earlier, I didn't expect this to be a very eventful video. I didn't really expect it to run. Of course I hoped it would run. But, you know, when you're dealing with a flood car, especially something with a frozen engine, especially with something that we drained as much water out of as we did this thing, it's risky. But the fact is she runs, and she's running really well right now. So I'm happy. I'm as happy as I can be. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know getting it to start took a while. That's probably going to be a pretty long part of this video, but I think I'm going to leave it just the way it is, so you guys can basically just sit in the driver's seat with me, like it's you sitting there with the key in your hand trying to get it running yourself. You know, it's all part of the excitement, and I had a great time getting this thing running. Hopefully we can get it driving and make it a reliable vehicle for somebody. Hell, it'd be a great winter vehicle, wouldn't it? Jessica loves it. Jessica loves it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Well, we'll see. We got a lot more work to do on it, that's for sure. But for now, we're going to get out of here, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Please, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, if you enjoyed this content, give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. Push the bell icon next to subscribe. If you don't, you're not going to get notified when new videos come up. I certainly appreciate all of you that followed along with me on this, and I look forward to seeing you very soon in the next one.